All right, it is Sunday, 4:23 in the morning. Today is finally the day that I get to drive down to Bakersfield and pick up the frame for my 1930 Model A Coupe project. I've been having Blackboard hot rods down there building me a frame. It's finally done. Today's the day we get to go drive down and get it. So let's go. All right, made it to Bakersfield. Picked up my sketchy U-Haul trailer. Ready to head and pick up my frame. Let's head out. All right, all loaded up, ready to head back to San Francisco. 32 frame, built by Blackboard Hot Rods down here in Bakersfield. Got my caddy motor mounted up. All right, let's hit the road. All right, loaded up. I'm driving back to San Francisco, 264 miles to go. Got the frame back there. Trying to not crash while I record. All right, we made it back. Got the frame loaded in the garage, and you can see behind me there, that is a Model A, 1930 Model A to be more specific. This is my next upcoming project. So, a little backstory. I've always wanted one of these old hot rods. I've always thought they're cool. You know, I love American Graffiti, just like most other car guys do. Always wanted one of these things. I actually like the Model A more than the Deuce Coupe, just because I think with the visor, this one's missing it right now, but with the visor, it just looks cool, looks a little bit more kind of gangster, I guess. So I've always wanted one. My friend had this one, decent price. It was sitting on a frame when I bought it, but I wanted it on Deuce rails because that's the cool way of building these things. It was missing the doors, missing the cowl. So I bought some doors, bought a cowl, got it kind of more looking like a car. I got the windshield frame for it. I got the visor. It's in a pile of parts on the other side of my garage there. Um, and shortly after buying it, I started shopping around Pete and Jake's, Brizio, stuff like that, trying to see what type of frame I can afford, something that fit my budget. And then started reading a bunch of articles, and I found Blackboard Hot Rods down in Bakersfield. A lot of people had great things to say about the shop and Gary that runs the place, Gary Maxwell. And I contacted him, and we spec'd out a frame, and he got it started building it. Well, I won't say that he got started building it, because this whole process did take 2 years. Gary's a one-man shop. It's just one guy working there, so it's going to take a while. So, I mean, it was a backlog of other customers' frames that he had to get knocked out before he even started on mine. Once the actual process of building the frame started, it was maybe 4 weeks. So, if you want to have him build you a frame, you just got to be very patient. But spec'd it out exactly the way that I wanted it. We went with a chrome drilled axle in the front. We went with hairpins instead of split wishbone or 4-bar. Got the, I think that's a Vega box. I could be wrong on the steering box setup. Set up for manual brakes, discs in the front, if you saw that, drums in the rear. I ended up setting it up with a Chevy lug pattern because I'm a Chevy guy and I wanted to be able to put Chevy wheels on it. I hope that doesn't bite me in the ass here. But Ford 9-inch in the rear. Still need to get myself a third member. Like I said, it's going to be set up for manual brakes. And I just ordered the master cylinder so I can start doing the brake lines and stuff. Got a Caddy 390 motor as my power plant. Got this cool vintage tri-power intake that I'll be running. That is a Chevy TH350 with a beefy adapter plate that adapts this trans to this motor, and that's from a company called Speed Gems, I believe. And that was not cheap, but it seems to be pretty good quality. We'll see. We'll see what it does once I get it all running and all together. I kind of did start messing with this a little bit. I did start messing with it just a little bit because I saw where my oil filter adapter bolted up, and I was very concerned about clearance. So before I even did this walk-around video, I needed to see if it was going to clear. And I actually had to notch it right in here. There was some webbing that went across, and I had to notch that out to clear the adapter. And then I went with an LS oil filter that happened to fit, thankfully, that barely clears the frame and barely clears the transmission ear. And I can clearance that ear, and I probably will. So keep an eye out in future episodes for this thing getting built. Before the body goes on, I will probably run all my brake lines all the way around, bleed the brakes so that this thing actually stops if I needed to. I'll build a full exhaust system from the rear all the way till about maybe this section right here. It'll come up next to the drive shaft, 90 through here, and then just stop with a flange that I can unbolt. And then that gives me an option of running like block hugger headers where I can go down and through the frame, or I can run lake pipes where they come out and then swoop underneath, and then I can hook up to that pipe that I made. So if I can make the full exhaust system to this point, then I can loop underneath, and just all I have to do is make that little loopy section. It's kind of tight in my garage here. You can see I got a Chevelle over here, and this just crammed in here in this corner. But super happy to have it home. Super stoked on getting ready to build this thing. If you guys are interested in this, take a look at future episodes. Maybe I'll be taking breaks here and there in between the El Camino build and doing like the little stuff, like I said, brakes and exhaust. So, super excited. Right on. Thank you very much for watching. If you are into these type of builds, Model A's, my Roadster that's over there. Check out future episodes, man. Super excited. Like I keep saying it, I'm so excited. This 2 years waiting for this to get started. Super excited. It's finally the days come that I get to start building this thing. Yeah, I can't say it enough, man. I'm just super excited. We'll get rocking and rolling on this thing. Stay tuned for future episodes on brake lines and exhaust, and we'll get the body mounted, and we'll knock it out. Hope you guys check it out. I hope you guys enjoy it. See ya.